Groundhogs are among the few true hibernators in New England, except for, well, maybe us humans. They ride out the winter in their underground burrows from October to March, with a brief interruption for, well, forecast duties on February 2nd. During hibernation, a groundhog's heart rate can slow to 5 beats per minute, while its body temperature cools to the same temperature as the den, around 40 degrees. Those cozy burrows, which we are unfortunately not authorized to show you, are used for sleeping, hibernation, and raising groundhog babies. Groundhogs are excellent at digging these burrows and can remove over 5,000 pounds of dirt in the process. During the warmer months of the year, Ms. G is an active groundhog and enjoys eating her favorite food, broccoli. Some local students at Hunnewell Elementary School in Wellesley ran a campaign to make Ms. G our official state groundhog. Wellesley Representative Alice Peisch supported the idea and wrote the Ms. G bill in 2012.
I think it was a wonderful idea that you came up with to focus on how a bill becomes a law through the mechanism of the groundhog at the Audubon Society at Drumlin Farm. And because I think that's something that children can identify with, but then we drew up the law in the same kind of language that you would any other bill, and it's going through exactly the same process so they can see every step along the way. I hope the kids take away from it the fact that they can actually have an impact, that their voices count, that even though they're not old enough to vote, that we still are interested in what they have to say, and I hope that they are able to apply that later in life when they may have some other issue that they like to advocate for in the legislature.
I don't think I've ever seen such enthusiastic campaigners. I'm so impressed.
The students wore Ms. G campaign buttons, they made lots of Ms. G crafts, and carried Ms. G campaign posters in support of her run for office. In January 2014, Hunnewell Elementary School students testified in front of a State House committee on behalf of their gal, Ms. G.
This hearing will now come to order.
Miss G rocks because last year Punxsutawney Phil's prediction was wrong and Miss G's was right.
Natalie Drago.
I like Miss G because she is cute. I vote for Miss G because she will predict a short winter.
I like Miss G because girls rule.
Yeah!
I vote for Miss G because she's cute.
There are so many reasons why Miss G should be Massachusetts State Groundhog, and here are some of them. First of all, Punxsutawney Phil got it wrong in 2013 while Miss G got it right. Second, the weather might be different in Pennsylvania than Massachusetts. Example, 6 more weeks of winter in Pennsylvania, spring is coming in Massachusetts. Third, we don't have to wait for news to come from Pennsylvania, but from our own state near our hometown. Lastly, Miss G is so much easier to write down than Punxsutawney Phil. Without Punxsutawney Phil, you had to write down Punxsutawney Phil predicted this, Punxsutawney Phil predicted that. Punxsutawney Phil was so hard to spell, I had to copy and paste it. Those are some reasons why Miss G should be state groundhog. I hope you will agree.
Groundhogs should get to be state representatives too. Miss G should also be president. I vote for Miss G because she helps kids learn about the weather in Massachusetts. Also, people will like her because she is cute. I vote for Mrs. G because she is awesome and it's important to know about the weather.
State House representatives were impressed.
I wish every hearing went as smoothly as this hearing in Wellesley. I wish every person that testified in front of my committee was as succinct and knowledgeable, so they did fantastic. Clearly, the smartest groundhogs live in Massachusetts, so we have to get this Miss G bill passed. But I was really impressed with these kids. They were great, and this is just so important to involve them in the political process. And as was mentioned, they're going to be able to learn all sorts of different things based on the process of this bill.
The Ms. G bill eventually made it through the Massachusetts House. Students were then invited to witness debate on the bill in the Senate and were treated to a standing ovation for their efforts on the Ms. G campaign. Soon the governor signed the bill into law, making Ms. G the official state groundhog. And now, Ms. G, well, she's famous. She has her own cookie. And now a children's book about Ms. G tells the story of her shadowy road to fame, The book features real-life characters depicted in watercolor who helped Ms. G become the first female state groundhog in the entire country.